Hey everyone, this is the next video in our series about distributed log tracing system. So this is the most interesting part where we are going to see the demo with the Spring Boot, and we will see Spring Cloud Sleuth, how we can use in microservice, how we can use this Spring Cloud Sleuth in our microservices architecture to trace the request end to end. Okay, so this video is the next video in our series about distributed log tracing systems. The playlist you can find here. So I highly encourage you to watch these two videos to get the understanding what is this demo all about. Okay, so as explained in the previous video, in this video I'm going to create this design, this application. Okay, like this is the REST application, this is REST application, this and all of these are REST application. I'm going to call doctor service from the doctor portal, patient service from doctor portal, and disease services from doctor portal. All these three services are connected from the doctor portal, and these all services are going to call notification service. Okay, so this design I am going to replicate. So just jump into the start.spring.io and start creating the project. Okay, so this is our place where we create a lot of projects. So this is the Christmas week, that is why we are seeing this theme of start.spring.io. So okay, so we are interested in Gradle project doctor portal. So one by one I am going to create all the services. So for the REST endpoint, first dependency I need Spring Web, that's all. This is the only dependency. So next we want to add the Spring Cloud Sleuth. So what is the dependency? You just type the sleuth, you will get this one. So you add this dependency and that's it, you are done. Generate the project. So you carefully select the Gradle project, build one, which one you want to use for your projects, language, whatever you want. Okay, we are interested in Java and Gradle, so just I have added dependency. We can explore it and see the build.gradle if it is okay or not. We are good. So it will have starter web, starter sleuth, and test is already added, so that's okay, not a problem. So I'm going ahead and generating the project. Okay, so this is going to create a zip where I'm going ahead, and so next I'm going ahead and extracting this. Okay, so extract this doctor portal and you will get this structure, and I'm just going fast forwarding the video and will open this project into IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, and I have also prepared some code just to speed up the things, which are super simple things to do. Okay, so let me move to IntelliJ IDEA and explain you things one by one. So this is the doctor portal application, build.gradle. You can see we have dependency starter web and sleuth, started sleuth. Okay, so all these things, plugins, you can see all is here. Repository, Maven Central to download the dependencies, and this is the Spring Cloud version. Hoxton we are using. Okay, and this is the dependency for Spring Cloud dependencies to manage the dependency. When you have a Spring Cloud, starting from Spring Cloud, you need to have this dependency to resolve the dependency. Okay, so if I go ahead on external libraries, so I'm interested at whether sleuth is downloaded or not. So sleuth dependency is there, so let me show you that. So we have sleuth core and sleuth starter. Okay, so I'll explain about this in a while. Okay, so first of all let me move to the controller part, that other files we have, I have created that one for you. So for here, this is the main controller that I have, and as I explained you, I have already prepared the code for you. So this is the REST template builder, which is provided by the Spring Boot. When it is starting, it is creating the default instance of REST template builder. I can use this. Okay, so this is the REST template builder which I have used to create the REST template, right? And REST template is used to call another REST service, where I am calling here a service which is running on port 9081, which has one endpoint, all doctors, and it is taking input parameter as hospital. So this is the simple logic that I have put. You can add anything. Okay, so I have taken hospital. So this is going to take only two values of hospital. When you first time you are hitting it, this flag is true, it is going to take the Apollo, and the next time it is going to revert that flag. Okay, so next request will be for Fortis. Okay, just to have two values, two requests, I have used this flag. Okay, so in this endpoint, when you are going to call the doctor's endpoint, it is going to call the all doctor service which is running on 9081 port. So in a while I'm going to explain you that. Okay, so first of all we are focusing on doctors only. I have added the other services, that disease service. Simply REST template builder, I have taken the REST template. Okay, and I have called all diseases endpoint, that is running on port, different port. I have to change it. Okay, and it is taking this one. And similarly patient service, which is I have called the all patient endpoints with the city. So assumption is this, these are the super simple endpoints. It is going to return all the patients that are in particular city. So we have two city, Mumbai and New Delhi. So same flag we have used as in the doctor. So first focus on this endpoint only to understand the flow. Okay, so let me show you the design also. So this is the thing. So doctor portal is going to call the doctor service, and doctor next see the what we have in doctor service. Okay, so move to doctor service. This is the doctor service application. Build.gradle file is same as doctor portal service. So we have a starter web and a starter sleuth. So main thing is what endpoint it has. Let me show you that. So this endpoint has this all doctors, and it is taking input path variable, which is the input parameter, and this is the get request, right? So if you know about creating the REST endpoints, so these are super simple. No, there is there should be no confusion in understanding this. So it is, I have used what I have created one logger to get the log, right? So this is the get doctor service API I have used. So these code are the just structure is the production ready, right? So the logic written is not the production ready, but the structure that I have followed is to be followed. This is the standard convention that you should separate the service controller and all those stuffs. So this is the get doctors, where I have assumed that I am taking the list of the doctors from the database. Okay, but actually I'm not calling any database for the simplicity. So here REST template, and using this REST template, so I also have to call the notification service, right? So here also I have to use the REST template. So it is creating the REST template to call this notification service, right? How I'm doing this? This way. No, this is the doctor portal and this is the doctor service. Okay, so here I have the template. I am get for object, so it is calling the service, which is notification service is running on 5081, which has an endpoint notify, and doctors, it is going to notify the doctors endpoint. Okay, so list of doctors for hospital, it is going to return that for this hospital. This string is going to return to doctor portal. All right, so this is the logger that is going to print on the when you are hitting this endpoint, right? So this is all about this. Okay, next move to the notification service that I have created. Notification service is here, which had the code is already ready. So this is running on port 5081. Name for this service is notification service. This is the controller part. Okay, so this has notification, and this is the input parameter that it is taking, which is path variable. So notified user for inquiry of this whatever string is coming, whether it is inquiry for the hospital, whether it is for patients, whether it is for diseases. So it is going to print that. Okay, so by now we have connected three things: doctor portal to doctor service to notification service. All right, so let's go ahead and start the doctor portal service, doctor service, and notification service. Patient services and disease services, we are holding this for now. So let's go ahead and see. This is the doctor portal application. I'm going to start this one and move to doctor service. Start this also, and then third service is notification service. Start this also. Okay, so wait for this application to get started. So this doctor portal is running now. So let me clear the console so that we can see the logs properly. Doctor service and notification service. Yeah. Okay, this is running. Clear the console for this also, and doctor service. Clear the console for this also. So now, as per this application, so we have doctor portal running, doctor service running, and notification service running. So let's go ahead and hit the endpoint. So doctor portal have endpoint doctors, right? Doctors. So let me go ahead and hit this. Doctor portal service is running on port 7081. Here I am going to hit the 7081 and doctors, right? Need this. BC, list of doctors for hospital. Move ahead and see the logs. This is doctor portal. Okay, so one main point to notice here, so we have logs, we have added the logs, and we see here going to call doctor service. And while printing the log, here is how Sleuth works, how it is going to append the span id and trace id. Trace id and span id, let me show you that. So if you remember from the previous session, we have explained this diagram, right? So this is the starting service where the service is being originated. So trace id is this and span id is this, right? So trace id and span id reference, if you want to see, watch the previous video. Okay, so this trace id, so the logger that you are using, let me show you the controller is here, right? So we have added logger, which is the log factory.get logger main controller, and logger is logger.info. We have three levels: info, debug, error. So anything you print, it is going. So this information that you are seeing, there are four parameters. First is the doctor portal, second is sum id, third is sum id, and fourth is false, this boolean value. Let's understand what is this. This is the doctor portal application, the application which is generating the logs, and this name is coming from here, spring.application name, and this id is the trace id, which is going to be the same throughout the distributed system, throughout the request. Okay, so and this is the span id. For this application, it is same as trace id because it is the place where it is being originated. And this is the false, this is the boolean value which is showing. This is for if your logs that your application is generated being exported to any third party. For example, Zipkin, what is this? We are going to see this next video. So this is for that. If you have exported your logs to third party, it is going to be true. For now, we have not done that. That is why it is showing me false. So this information is going to appended with everything that your application is generating the logs, right? So this information is going with that. So let me take this trace id and take it to doctor service, right? So doctor service, that trace id is coming here also. See, the span id is different from here, so this id is same throughout this doctor service application. So we have added the logs at two places, controller label and at service impl label. So we are seeing these two logs. So in your actual application, you may be having many more classes. So whenever you add the log.info debug error, so this thing is thing is going to get printed, and trace id is going to be the same. And this is the name of the application, doctor service. You can see the application YAML here, and this is the name, doctor service. And this is sleuth.enable. We have mentioned it true, and this is one configuration. This thing we are going to see in the next video in detail, what is this all about. But this is basically by default it is true, so we do not need to mention it for now. If you want to disable it, you can mention it as false, right? So this is the span id you are seeing throughout this application. This is the false. Take this trace id again and move to the notification service. This is coming here also, right? And this span id is different here. Span id for all the three application is different, right? So coming to our application, we have connected doctor portal, doctor service, and notification service, and we have also seen trace id, span id, right? So how is this going to propagate it to different services? So other services, patient service and disease service, is kind of homework for you. So this is same as doctor service, right? So go ahead and hit the other endpoint, that is for patients and disease services, and track the request throughout this. This is the patient, doctors, and patient services is like this. It is going to return you the city. This patient service is already running. If I see diseases, so it is also running, so that is why we are getting this, right? So all the services are running. I'm going to post this request. I'm going to post all the source code here, right here. You can get that and try this one, right? So what if there is any problem, there is any error at any point? So how it is going to behave in that case? Let me show you that. So for now, stop the notification service and hit the doctor's endpoint again. It is going to throw some error, right? So how we can track that, right? So it is throwing an error. So doctor portal is the service where the things are originating. So move there and get the id from there, right? So you can see error is coming here. You note this id, and take this and go to the doctor service and see if error is here. Yeah, doctor service here, yeah, error is here, right? So what it is saying, it is saying uncaught exception. You can come forward here and see this nested servlet request processing failed, nested exception is this. So it was trying to contact this service, exact error you can get here, right? Connection refused, it is not able to connect the notification service because that is down. So this is how you can track the errors, right, and find out which request has caused this error, right? So this is the magic of this sleuth and request tracking end to end. So in the next video, I'm going to explain you how is this happening on the back end and how this trace ID and span ID is propagating throughout the application. I hope you will try this with the other services, patient service and this one, and else patient service and disease service, right? So if you want to watch the previous video, you can go there. Here, this is the playlist, you can get this, and this is the place where you will get all the source code, right, for the experiment. So I'll see you in the next video with the explanation how is this happening on the backend, right? So take care, bye bye.